Peace and pleasure, my radical and royal family. I am Queen J, your sensuality advisor, your pleasure coach, your sex educator, and your Tantra practitioner. And this is Queen J TV, where we talk about sex culture, sensual expression, and spirituality, the connection between those, the divine three, and everything in between. Let's get into it. For a while, I have had the topic of to heal or not to heal before your divine relationship. I feel like this has been a big topic that people have talked about. And so, I just wanted to bring it to y'all, bring some insight into some perspectives, and, hear some of y'all opinions down below. Come talk to me. But yes, let's get into it. So, the whole debate is whether it's needed for you to heal personally before you're able to have a happy, healthy, and successful relationship. Now, I wrote a blog post about this before, and my previous relationships put me into having the opinion that at least some type of healing is necessary to get the most out of a relationship, to be the best that you can be in a relationship and have it be as successful as possible. And I still stand by that. I do believe that some healing is necessary, is required. But on the other hand, there's only so much healing that you can do on your own. You can only see certain things when you're only dealing with yourself. You can only come across and deal with certain things on your own. There's just certain issues and certain topics and triggers that only come up, in reference to other people. So it's not that we just need to heal every day, always trying to be something, always trying to become something. The process is never ending. That's not the narrative that I want to create here at all. But I do think that awareness of your trauma, of your triggers, is very important in order to be your best self in a relationship and in order for your partner to even meet you halfway. Because the thing with not doing the necessary healing, the foundational healing, is that you likely won't even know the areas that you need healing in. You won't know your triggers. You won't know, what boundaries you need to set in place in order not to get triggered. Or you may not even have the skills to be able to use your voice, to be able to tune into your body, to see how you feel, what your body needs, what you need, and to be able to use your voice in a partnership to express that to your partner so that they can help you. That's the whole point of a partnership, is to enhance who you are by yourself. You enhance each other. So if you're not aware of those triggers and those details, it could cause a few issues. So for one, let's talk about one. So if you're already in a relationship and you're not aware of these things, it can cause a lot of tension and animosity, because what we fail to believe, what we fail to understand sometimes, is that just because we ignore things or aren't aware of things, what we don't know can most definitely hurt us. It can most definitely hurt us. And in those expressions, let's say you're triggered by something from your past. It's a past experience, but something in your present moment has triggered this past experience. And if you're not aware of how that past experience even influences your behavior, you could be bringing in a lot of toxic behavior into a relationship. You could be taking it out on your partner. You could be arousing arguments because you're triggered and you don't know how to communicate your emotions and what you need effectively, you know. And then even if for people who aren't in relationships, when you don't set that foundation for yourself, and it, you know, it goes a lot past healing and fixing yourself and all that stuff, you know. It just goes to knowing yourself. But if you don't set that foundation for yourself first, then it's very possible that you're going to keep attracting people that look like your trauma and your pain, or that will feed off of the benefit of you having that trauma and pain still inside of you. So, no, it's not necessary to heal. Everybody deserves love at every stage of their life, whether that's friendship, whether that's family, whether that's romantic, platonic in any way. Everybody deserves love, no matter how healthy and how screwed up you are. You know, we all have issues. We're human. We're never going to be perfect, but it's all about avoiding as much as is in our hands, dealing with what we have control over, and that foundation is what we have control over. And when you don't heal within yourself and you carry that pain and that trauma along with you, hurt people. So not only are you not helping yourself, you're likely passing on that pain and that trauma to the people that you're involving yourself in, and that's not fair to them. And so it's just that foundation that you need, just that awareness of, this is the timeline of my life, these are the things that I experienced, these are the things, the feelings that experience brought up, and that these are the ways that it still shows up in my life. You know, just that awareness, not even saying that you have to fix it or you have to start fixing it, but just that awareness. Because what, for some people, relationships will be the thing to help you heal. For some people, they need to heal on their own or do a lot of their healing on their own. But for others, it's better in reference with other people. You feel me? Like that support, that second pair of eyes, that second perspective, you know, and then somebody else being able to add some energy into your efforts and everything like that. But it's all about balance. Everything in this life is about finding the balance for how things will work for you. You know, we live in a lot of extremes, all or nothing. And it's a lot of times it's hard to find how to be present enough to take a little bit of that and a little bit of that and put it together, you know? So yes, healing on your own is very beneficial. Intentional healing on your own is very intentional, you know, it's very beneficial. But healing in reference in a relationship, whatever type of relationship that is, the nature of that relationship and that dynamic, healing within that can also be very beneficial. And those benefits can look the same for some people, or those benefits can look very completely different from each other, depending on those scenarios and the people, you know, your situation. The heart of this argument is really about the narrative of relationships, because I feel like it's very common for people to see relationships as this medicine. Like, all I need is a relationship and I'll have everything I need, or all I need is a relationship and I'll be able to do X, Y, and Z, or I just need a relationship to help me with this, or so I can do that. And relationships are not solutions, they're not answers. The people that you get in relationships with are not tools. You know, they're not for you to use for your benefit. It's important to realize that when you engage with people, it's really easy to put a lot of your stuff on them. But that's not their responsibility. Your life is not their responsibility. They're just a complementing support for your life. And so it is very unfair to put on your trauma and your triggers on somebody else without being familiar with them personally first, you know? And when you're aware and conscious of certain things, it allows you to become more intentional in your life. It allows you to be more conscious and aware of what you want and what you need in so many different areas, but that clarity in your intentions allows you to attract more quality things into your life. So if you're so foggy brain, so clogged that you can't recognize your hurtful habits because of such trauma that you've experienced, then it's likely that you can't even be clear-headed enough to call for a relationship that benefits you. You know, when it comes to perspective, when it comes to the world that we see, the visions and the goals that we're able to cultivate within ourselves, all of that is based on how much you know. You can only see as far and as large as your mind and your perspective allows you to see. And so when you're in this space where you're so congested of pain and hurt and trauma, you aren't even able to expand your mind past that hurt to get to something better, to get to relationships that are better. You know, you are still just even small habits. There may be small habits that can even be associated with your trauma that, because you haven't taken the time to dissect your pain and your hurt, you consider that behavior to be healthy or to be love. And so you're chasing a relationship that really isn't your highest good. You know, it's really not in your best interest. You feel me? You know, everybody wants to talk about high vibrations and low vibrations, but it's more than just light and dark, good and bad, pleasure and pain. It's frequency. Frequency is a scientific phenomenon. You know, frequency is energy. Frequency is how fast or how slow the energy of something moves. So for music, high-pitched sounds like soprano, high-pitched sound is a higher frequency because it moves faster. Low-pitched sounds are slower frequency because they move slower. People partially get that concept. Yes, you know, you can think of it as a binary, you know, the good and the bad, the pleasurable and the painful, but it's a scale, it's continuous. So, you know, from everywhere, low vibrational attracts low vibrational things. And low vibrational isn't always bad either. Put that out there. And high vibration things will attract things within its range as well. And so when you're taking that concept into relationships, if your mental clarity and the blockages that your pain is causing you to give off low vibrations, it's slowing you down, it's making you sluggish because you have all this weight, all this pain on your spirit, in your heart, on your soul, that is being placed into the world, so that everywhere that you go, it's more likely that you're going to catch the eye energetically of something or someone low vibrational. And so that goes into the relevancy into healing before relationships. You know, it's the goal to be what you want to attract. You know, it's the law of attraction. You can't attract something that you aren't. So if you are hurt and in pain, the chances are you're going to attract more pain. especially when it's on your mind a lot of the time. You're going to attract what you are, what you think about most of the time. And so healing before relationships dictates the quality of relationships that you will call into your life, that you attract into your life, you know? So is healing before relationships necessary? Do you have to? Should you heal before relationships? It is important to start healing before you get into relationships. That's my final answer. Healing is a journey. No one knows the end date of healing. No one knows how long it takes. If we will ever be done, probably won't. Like we're human experience. The human experience is not to be perfect. Is to learn and get better every day as much as possible. So healing, starting to heal before a relationship is important in terms of not putting that pain out into the world, trying to stop that cycle of trauma and hurt, but it also attracts the relationship that you want, desire, and need. You feel me? To heal or not to heal before relationships? That was the question. And my answer that I gave to you today is to start healing and set that foundation so that you are in more control of the relationships that you attract into your life. The quality of life that you want is in your control. You just got to do the work. Well, I hope this was good information. I hope I hope y'all enjoyed this talk. I hope you got something out of it. I definitely hope it was beneficial. This was just a quick little talk. Get back active on my channel. Let me know always in the comments what your thoughts were, your opinions, add your own perspective. If there's some topics that you want to hear me talk about, ask me about, put them in the comments too. I'll take those into consideration. But until next time, my radically royal family, peace and pleasure from Queen to you. Until next time.